Hi, welcome to the step-by-step data analytics tutorial in Power BI. In this tutorial, we will be analyzing sales of various types of insurance. The data set we are going to use for this activity is based on real-life data from a national insurance company. All the data has been anonymized to preserve privacy. The main data set contains sales data for 2017. For this tutorial video, we are using a small 24 record data set. For the actual activity, you will be using the full data set, so the answers will be different, but the process will be similar. The insurance types or data in the tutorial may be different than the full data set, but the fields are all the same. The Excel data file for this project contains multiple worksheets. One of them contains sales data including region, state, salesperson, insurance type, and so on. This is your main data sheet. Here in this tutorial, it is called main, but the main data sheet might be called data or main data or something similar. Just make a note of the worksheet name of your data set and substitute that name wherever I use main in this tutorial. You will be using the Excel file provided to analyze the data in Power BI. Step-by-step instructions using the tutorial dataset follow for each of the requirements for this assignment. You will be starting in Excel to clean the dataset, and then you will open the file in Power BI. This assignment will give you a broad overview of the functions in Power BI. The first requirement is to find and correct errors in the region and insurance type fields. If your data set contains more columns than this one, just ignore the extra columns. Click on any cell in the data in the main worksheet. Remember that yours might be called something different. If so, just substitute that worksheet name wherever I refer to main. On the Insert ribbon in Excel, across the top of the window, click on Pivot Table. Accept the defaults to insert the pivot table in the workbook. Right-click on the Main tab and rename the worksheet Requirement 1. Next, we will populate the pivot table. In the Pivot Table Fields panel, drag Region down to the Rows box and Sales down to the Values box. You now have a pivot table. Examine the list of regions to find any errors. Here we see that one of the regions is misspelled. Remember that this is a small tutorial data set. In the real data set, there may be multiple and different errors. Now we want to correct the original data set for the spelling error. Click on the Main tab to go back to the original data. In the Home ribbon, click on Find and Select. Type the incorrect term in the Find What box and the correct spelling in the Replace With box. Click on Replace All. Now we need to refresh the pivot table data to reflect the corrections. Go back to the Requirement 1 worksheet. Right-click within the pivot table data and select Refresh. You can see that the incorrect region term is no longer present in the data set. By the way, if the Pivot Table Fields panel ever disappears, you can bring it back by clicking anywhere in the pivot table you created. Now repeat the process for the insurance type field. Drag Region back up to the main box and drag Insurance Type down to the Rows box. Review the list of insurance types to find the errors. Correct those errors by following the process we just used to correct the errors in region. Once the errors are corrected and the pivot table is refreshed, we can see that the incorrect insurance types are no longer present in the data set. Save this workbook and close Excel. The rest of this project is in Power BI, so start by opening Power BI. Click on Get Data. Click on Excel and then Connect. Notice there are several types of data files that Power BI can open. Navigate to the data file that you saved in Requirement 1 and click on Open. Select the sheets you want to import. Be sure to click in the box next to the worksheet you want to import. We will import only the main sheet for this project. Remember that your main data worksheet might be called something different. If so, just substitute that worksheet name wherever I refer to main. Click Load. Take a moment to save your project. Click on File, Save As. Let's take a moment to get familiar with Power BI. Power BI has three modes: Report, Data, and Relationships. The report mode is where you create visual information such as tables and graphs. The data mode contains the data that you imported. The relationship mode allows you to do advanced analysis using multiple tables. For the second requirement, we need to analyze insurance sales by state. Requirement 2A and B. Which state had the highest sales? What was the total dollar amount? Which state had the lowest sales? What was the total dollar amount? Let's begin by formatting the data. Click on the Data mode and then the Modeling tab. We want to identify that the sales column is English currency. Click on the Sales column. Under Format, click on Currency and then $ English United States. On the Report mode, right-click on Page 1 and rename the page to Requirement 2AB. In Visualizations, click on Table. In the fields, click on State and Sales. This provides a chart of sales by state. I'd like this table to be a little bigger so it's easier to see. I can adjust the formatting of a visualization under Visualizations by clicking the Format tool. There are a lot of different options here to change the way visualizations appear. To adjust the font size, I'll open up the Grid menu, scroll down, and adjust the text size. Once you have the table in the format you would like, you can sort the table by sales. To do this, click on the Sales heading in the table. This provides the answer to Requirement 2A and 2B. Requirement 2C. What is the average amount of insurance sold per state? In the Report mode, rename the sheet Requirement 2C. If you need a new sheet or report, click on the positive plus sign and click Rename. Click on the table visualization. Select Sales and State. In the Visualizations menu, under Values, click Sales. Change sales from sum to average by selecting Average. This provides the answer to Requirement 2C. Requirement 2D. How many insurance policies were sold per state? In Report mode, add a sheet by clicking the plus sign. Rename Requirement 2D. Click on the table visualization. Select Sales and State. In the Visualization menu, under Values, click Sales. Change sales from sum to count by selecting Count. This provides the answer to Requirement 2D. Requirement 2E. Do any states not meet the $800,000 minimum sales level? If so, which ones? In Report mode, add a sheet by clicking the plus sign. Rename the sheet Requirement 2E. In Visualizations, click on Table. In Fields, click on State and Sales. This provides a chart of sales by state. Once you have the table in the format you would like, you can sort the table by sales. To do this, click on Sales heading in the table. This provides the answer to requirement 2E. Requirement 3. Analyze average insurance sales by state. In report mode, insert a new sheet. Rename the new sheet Requirement 3A and B. Click on the table visualization. Select Sales and State. In the Visualizations menu, under Values, click Sales. Change sales from sum to average by selecting Average. Click on the average of sales to sort by highest to lowest. This answers requirement 3A and 3B. Next up, we will be analyzing insurance sales by region. In report mode, insert a new sheet. Rename the new sheet requirement 4AB. Click on the table visualization. Select Sales and Region. Click on the sales to sort from highest to lowest. This answers requirement 4A and 4B. The next requirement, requirement 5, has us analyze insurance sales by salesperson within each region. In report mode, insert a new sheet. Rename the new sheet requirement 5. Click on the table visualization. Select Region, Salesperson, and Sales. Click on the Region column to sort by region. Power BI does not allow the user at this time to sort by region and sales. We will need to use the Slicer tool to find the leading salesperson in each region. Click anywhere in the white space. Click on the Slicer visualization. To sort by regions, select Regions in the field area. Select the region you want to show. Then click on the Sales column to sort sales by amount. Do this for each region. This answers requirement 5. For requirement 6, we will be analyzing insurance sales by type and region. In report mode, insert new sheet. Rename the new sheet requirement 6. Click on the clustered column chart in visualization. Select Region, Insurance Type, and Sales. Resize the graph by moving your mouse to the lower right corner. Once the two arrows show, click and drag to the size you would like. Click on the Format tab. Click on Data Labels. Adjust the color, text size as desired. You may need to click on the table before you can make adjustments. This is the answer for requirement 6. In the last requirement, we will create a map chart that shows total sales for each state. In report mode, insert new sheet. Rename the new sheet requirement 7. Click on Map in Visualizations. Select Sales and State. Resize the map chart by moving your mouse to the lower right corner. Once the two arrows show, click and drag to the size you would like. When you hover over each bubble, it shows the total sales for each state. This is the answer for requirement 7. That's it. We've reached the end of this tutorial video. This video was created and narrated by Professor Tracy Miller. Have a great day.